I will say, like, for something like Sorcerer, where you only know six total spells, having one that is genuinely decent to upcast means, like, on days I need my other seventh level spell, I'll use this as my eighth level slot. On days that I need my eighth level slot, I could use my seventh level version of this. There is some nice flexibility in that. You don't, if you won't never do it like you're suggesting, or like I'm suggesting, you can find windows where it'll be fine. I just don't think it'll be happening that often.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Crown of Stars.
And they fire at people. This is a
Yeah,
sweet little spell. I love the fantasy. I love the damage. I love basically everything about it. It's awesome.
yes, I love the lack of concentration.
That's the big one because this thing is an action to cast, rate itself. Components are also automatic, duration of an hour. So because it's self, notably, you can cast this on your Find Steed or with your Find Steed and other things. Seven-star like motes of light appear and orbit your head until the spell ends. You can use a bonus action to send one of the motes streaking towards one creature or object within 120 feet of you. When you do so, you make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 40 12 radiant damage. Whether you hit or miss, the mote is expended. Spell ends early if you expend the last mote. If you have four or more motes remaining, they shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light additional 30 feet beyond that. If you have three or more motes remaining, they shed dim light in a 30-foot radius. If you upcast it, you get more motes. Usually don't want to do that, but you could. It's like kind of harmless to do so, I think. If you really are finding no, if you know you're getting like that many or more rounds of combat, it's pretty great.
I mean, lasts an hour, but yeah, you might be able to carry it through two combats.
Yeah, I
Like I
think
said, you can get the crap beaten out of you, and these will still be flying around your head.
yeah, that's I think a really good point to this thing's favor is if you are getting absolutely trounced, you still have your bonus action 40 12. Your spell slot's not wasted. You still can use these things effectively. And given that they're sorcerer warlock wizards, this is a warlock like pact. What are they called? Their upper level spell slots. You can feel good putting this on you or blade locks, putting this on your hex blades, and not having to worry about, oh, my concentration's gonna break and this thing's gonna go away, and all of a sudden my sweet bonus action's gone. Nope,
Well,
you're
there's
good.
that, and you can have this going while you have a concentration spell going up.
Yeah.
This and this firing these off is a bonus action, right?
Hmm.
That's
Really,
this is
really efficient
incredible,
to use. Yeah.
right? Like,
It
all right, I've got my shaman, my summon shadow
Shaman.
spawn, yeah, my
Shaman
summon
Shadow
shadow
Spawn.
spawn going, and he's shadow spawning people. I'm
As one does.
yeah, I'm firing off my motes, whoever, and I got my regular attack. To do what I do with when I please.
Yeah. If you're a sorcerer or warlock, you are, or a sorcerer or wizard, I should say, your turns are going to look amazing. Where you're like, I tell it to do a thing that I just do for free. I bonus action do 40 12 damage to something, and then I cast a sixth level spell. Then I cast a fifth level spell. And I cast a fourth level spell. Gross. Disgusting. Amazing. I do think there is a pretty high floor on this just because you only need 12d12 damage to a single target, I think, to be happy with this. Now, your attacks can miss. So you aren't guaranteed to get the three hits in to make it, I think, really worth the seventh level slot. Because if you only get two attacks, like two hits with this, I'm not impressed. 8d12 damage for a seventh level slot, like, Disintegrate's going to do better rate than that. Other spells have a better
Yeah,
rate than that, I think, right? But the flexibility, moving this around, being able to help pin down creatures that, like, doesn't cost you anything in combat, it makes this a really, really incredible spell. While like you can compare it to like I just did things like Disintegrate, the reality is Disintegrate takes your action. This never does. This goes, oh, we're going to dungeon. Crown of Stars
but
goes
does
up, and then
once.
yes, that's whenever you're outside of combat. Ideally, you don't ever
Yeah,
if you won't even hate in some encounters having to spend an action getting this up, but most of the time you're like, okay, we're going into danger. Crown of Stars
yeah.
goes up. Great. Now, no action cost to me ever. I just have these 40 12 bonus damage motes for the low cost of my seventh level slot. That's really efficient.
Yes. This if you're going to into extended battles or into multiple battles within the space of an hour, I can absolutely see upcasting this.
Yeah,
I
I don't know why they gave it a 120-foot range.
Why
It
not?
just hits from a mile away too. Like you don't even
Yeah,
have to be closer in danger to use these things. They're just always on.
yeah. So you're
Sweet.
firing that and your Eldritch Blast at the same time.
The, my my issue with the upcasting is I do think that there are higher impact spells in the eighth and ninth level slot. Like I don't ever want to cast this over something like Meteor Swarm or Wish, right? There are effects that are beyond just damage. And this, at the end of the day, is just damage. I do think seventh level is like as high I'm willing to go for just more damage, but he does do damage in an efficient way. At least does damage in an incredibly action efficient way. But I really struggle to see myself casting 8th level slots on this. Maybe that's just me.
When I say I would cast the would upcast this, it's a yes. I realize I would be sacrificing eighth and ninth level spells to do so, but I just I could see situations where I just like this spell. I like having these little motes flying around. I like having that option along with the other stuff I want to do. And all right, for today, this is my play style. This is what I'm doing. And yeah, other higher level spells be damned for the time.
I will say, like, for something like Sorcerer, where you only know 6 total spells, having one that is genuinely decent to upcast means, like, on days I need my other 7th level spell, I'll use this as my 8th level slot. On days that I need my 8th level slot, I could use my 7th level version of this. There is some nice flexibility in that. You don't, if you won't never do it, like you're suggesting, or like I'm suggesting, you can find windows where it'll be fine. I just don't think it'll be happening that often.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, a lot of has to go right. You have to not care about the other leveled spells, and you have to be in a situation where you just need that many more motes.
Yeah, I don't see that latter point happening much at all. But that's okay.
All right, how
I
many
really
motes do you get?
do. So you get 7. So that's 7 rounds of an encounter. Seven's a
It's
lot.
pretty
And
decent. Yeah,
yeah, I don't. If you make all 7 attacks, man, you're thrilled. And I think
yeah.
that's pretty likely to happen, but not guaranteed. And then if you go up to 9, like 2 extra motes is not like if you're doing 1 encounter, it's not that many more. But if you're doing 2 encounters, maybe it's 4 to 5, maybe that is relevant. Who knows? It's hard to say. Upper tier play looks really different in all the different places it gets played. No table really runs upper tier play the same, so it's challenging to talk about.
Some don't run it at all.
Most don't run it at all.
Yeah.
Crown of Stars. This is a good one. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, me too. This is gonna get a 5 from me. It's yeah, seventh level is a bit pricey, and the damage might not be amazing, but it's like you said before, so efficient. It's just another thing every round you can do, and that makes me happy.
I think it makes a comfortable 4 for me. Like the DM is never gonna go like, oh no, the wizard has Crown of Stars now. But now it's just like, oh no, this is efficient, extra damage. Every character that takes it can use it, benefits from majorly. Your DM will might have to go like, okay, they do have an extra battery of damage from this. I should make small little adjustments here, but it's not gonna like recontextualize the game by any stretch of the imagination. It's great. Recommend putting it on your character sheet if you get a chance.
All right, well, there you go. That was Crown of Stars. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below, and yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.